Everybody, welcome back to another edition of Inside the Zone with Matteo. I hope you're having a wonderful day because we've got a great show planned for you today. It's going to be a fun day today. Speaking of what's going on today, well, we got a lot of things, including we're talking about the Wild. We're talking about Kirill Kaprizov because there are some updates on his contract extension. Also, the NFL rivalry weekend jerseys thing, I'll explain that, and their jerseys that got released today. Also, we got the Timberwolves. They have a new CEO. We'll break who that is. Vikings 53-man roster is also out, and we're going to take a look at that. Plus, so much more here on Thursday, August 28th, 2025 on Inside the Zone with Matteo. Let's go. Let's get into it. Let's go. Everybody, welcome in to Inside the Zone with Matteo. I'm Matteo, your host, and today it's a big show. It's our first major show of our new schedule here in the school year. As many of you guys know, I am in school. But I'm still making time for the podcast because I got time because I'm homeschooled, so I've got plenty of time to work out through the day. I got school in the mornings and a little bit in the afternoon, and then we get podcast time in the early afternoon, and then I got soccer practice most days for the first couple months of the school year. And plus maybe sometimes games later afternoon to the early evening. So it's a full day for me every weekday, at least until October when soccer season ends. But it's going to be a fun show today, as I said in the opening. There's a lot of things to talk about today. And in case y'all missed my new schedule, this is what it's going to be. So I'm going to be posting 3 times a week, probably, of this podcast form. 3 episodes a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays for sure are always going to have episodes, unless, of course, I just get too busy with school and I just have to stop, which is, I think y'all can understand. And then there will be either an episode on a Friday or a Saturday. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I might do a video tomorrow, or I might do one Saturday, or we might not do any at all. So there's going to be for sure 2 a week. Tuesdays and Thursdays are going to have podcast episodes every Tuesday, every Thursday, as long as I keep my schedule good and I'm getting good grades in school, etc., etc., etc. And then there's gonna be a Friday and Saturday or Saturday episode, kind of rotating and just kind of whatever. If there's developing news and stuff, one of those days in the weekend. And then I'll throw in some of my gaming videos also. That's gonna be random days whenever I'm just done filming and editing and stuff. In case y'all haven't missed it, go check it out after this video. I'll probably put it up in the end, at the end of the video where it kind of pops up videos. I'll pop it up there today, and you can watch the first week and the fantasy draft of my new franchise fantasy draft series. So what the plan is on that is just so y'all get a little idea on that as well. What I did is I did a fantasy draft. There was a little special rule to go with the fantasy draft. I couldn't just pick every player I wanted to. And then I'm going to be playing every single week. But and I'm going to be releasing them every Sunday, just like the NFL season is every game's on once a week. So I'm going to do them on Sundays, which is so you'll get those videos once a week on Sundays. And then I'm also working on, so as I've done my fantasy football, actual fantasy football, not Madden fantasy, I'm working on editing all the rosters and putting my friends' league into Madden. And we're going to do a couple videos with that. Whether it's me playing the team I'm going to be playing that week in fantasy, simming a franchise to see how well that we built our teams. There was a trade in our league, so I'm kind of editing that. I had almost all the rosters finalized, and then a couple trades broke down. It's like, really, guys? Really? But no, it's all good. They were actually good trades. Really good trades in our fantasy. I'll break that down probably Tuesday or Thursday whenever I do my fantasy video of the week. Probably Thursday, the beginning of the NFL week. Dude, Thursdays in the NFL season are going to be so packed. We're going to be doing Vikings previews, Vikings week previews, NFL week previews in general, fantasy predictions and like suggestions and like looking at my fantasy leagues of what I'm going to do. And then we also will have, once the MLB playoffs ramp up, dude, that's going to be a crazy time. There's always games on Thursdays for MLB. And then also we got NBA and NHL seasons are picking up eventually. And so it's just going to be crazy for a little bit of a time until all those teams. But like we're going to be having NFL, NBA, and NHL all going on at the same time. MLB for a little bit. Obviously, that will be done in around October, maybe November, probably October though. Gosh, I hope baseball ends in October. We cannot do November baseball. I think it actually went through like November 1st, actually, last year, which was like, come on, boys. Like, we're not doing that, guys. Come on, it's baseball. We started all the way in March, February. Spring training started in February. It's like, come on, guys. Let's chill. So yeah, it's gonna be a wonderful day. I hope y'all enjoy the video. And something also with this new schedule, I'm introducing a new kind of way of telling you what I'm gonna be doing each episode. So y'all know baseball. We're gonna bring this into a little baseball type of analogy here. Your lineups are batting order, and it kind of tells you who's gonna be hitting. And based on a batting order, I'm creating a batting order for each show for like a lineup. And then I'm going to organize the segments we do based on like the types of players that get put in those spots. So for instance, the leadoff hitter, we're going to jump into right today. Here is Inside the Zone with Matteo's batting show order, everybody. Show batting order presented by To Be Determined. Y'all, if you want to sponsor this segment, let me know. I don't know why it's all weird like that. Can I like mess it all up? Yep, I would mess that all up. I'm not going to do that. Sorry about that. I was seeing if I could make it better for y'all. Oh, no. That works, but then it hold on. Guys, we're going to make it better. We're going to make it better. Dude, I don't know. I had it all formatted weird. There we go. That works, everybody. Inside the Zone with Matteo. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button if you aren't already. Like the video, too, if you're enjoying it so far. Or you can wait until the end to make sure you like it at the end. Anyway, but if y'all want to sponsor this segment or just the entire show with the Inside the Zone with Matteo show batting order, let me know in the comments. Shoot me an email. My email is in my description. You might have to fill out a couple AI puzzles or whatever, but whatever. But the batting order. We got 6 players in the batting order today, 6 segments that we will be talking about. As you can see, you've probably read it already as I'm just rambling. So, leading off, we've got the new NFL rival jerseys. So if y'all don't know, a leadoff hitter in baseball, that's job is to set the tone. There's get on base, get the crowd buzzing, and bring energy right away. So we're gonna be doing the same thing here. I'm gonna be reacting now to these jerseys. Get the show moving on with something fresh and exciting, and also tell you guys what is this NFL rivals thing. I'll explain in a little bit. Next, though, batting second is a quick contact hitter. The Timberwolves naming a new CEO. This isn't a huge power segment or very long at all. It's just in a quick, important segment, steady news that keeps momentum going, like a guy who always finds a way to move the leadoff runner along. Then batting third in the order, we've got the Kaprizov contract situation in baseball. Your number 3 hitter is most likely the most consistent, trustworthy, and one of your best all-around at-bats. Same here. A quick but vital update for Wild fans especially. Reliable content that sets the stage for the cleanup hitter. And I can tell you guys, there are some major updates on Kirill Kaprizov, as well as another 97 around the NHL. Let me know if y'all know who that is. I'll get to it in a second. Then, it's now time for the big bat, the big one of the show. Batting cleanup, it's going to be the Vikings 53-man roster breakdown. Just like your slugger, this is going to be the segment probably with the most power. There's so much to unpack, so many storylines, and it has a potential to be the home run of today's show, where we will be looking to see who will be on this 53-man roster to start the season. And guys, y'all know Adam Thielen is a Minnesota Viking. We're going to see if he's the number 2 receiver, number 3 receiver. We'll talk about that all, and we'll just kind of overall grade the Vikings roster under J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell. Coming up though, batting fifth, we're gonna have John Hynes dropping hints on line combos. That 5 spot in baseball is where you want a guy who can deliver some extra base hits, and that's what this segment is. I'll share what Hynes said to reporters a couple days ago, then have some fun messing around with line possibilities, also based off of what he said could be possibilities. And finally, in the 6th spot, we're going to get the NBA MVP race. Now, the lower part of the batting lineup isn't always about flash, it's about depth. The segment is just that, ranking 10 MVP candidates, both US and international, and giving my takes. It may not be the cleanup hitter, but it keeps the lineup dangerous all the way through. And that's going to be today's batting order, each spot playing its role just like a real lineup. From jerseys and contracts to rosters and MVP races, we're covering it all. We're covering all the bases. Now, let's dig in and get some work into this. NFL Rivals jersey and all that info is coming up right now, boys. Let's go. All right, let me get that. I think it's this one. Yes, it is. There we go. There are 6 of the 8 jerseys. As you can see, the NFL rivalry uniforms, breakdown of designs, debuts, and details. DDD, the triple D, everybody. You can see some of these. You can guess the teams. I don't know. Maybe you can see. But I'm going to first, before we get into the jerseys, I'm going to explain what this rivalry thing is. So it's a new thing that the NFL is introducing starting this year. There's going to be, so one division of each conference will be featured at each year for the next 4 years. And with this, you will be, it's like a rivalry. So most likely for the Vikings, they're not featured in this year. They're coming up in actually next year, 2026. Their rivalry game would be against the Packers. So NFL took the team's biggest rival, found one of the, it's a division rival, found their biggest rival, put a game on the calendar, and got these special jerseys to kind of highlight the rivalry, which I think is absolutely amazing and cool, and I'm excited to see these games in action. So for this year, you have the NFC West and the AFC East. So you've got the 49ers, the Seahawks, the Rams, the Cardinals, the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots, and the Dolphins being highlighted. Then next year, let me actually pull this up because I don't remember exactly. I do know the Vikings are next year. The Vikings are indeed next year. Let me just pull up everything here just to make sure. The Vikings, so the NFC North would be next year. Here's the annual debut schedule. So the AFC East and NFC West this year, the AFC South and the NFC North next year. In 26. So in 2027 will be the AFC West, so that's the Chiefs division, and the Super Bowl champions, the Eagles, the NFC North, NFC East division, and then finally in 2028 the AFC North, so that's like Lamar Jackson's Ravens, the Bengals, and then the NFC South, which is like the Saints and Buccaneers and stuff. So that's in 2028. So each year is going to highlight 2 divisions, and they're going to get these jerseys. We'll see how long they last. If it's an annual thing, if it will annual and then in 2029 would it be the AFC East and NFC West again, or if everybody hates it, it might not happen again. But like that's what their goal is, to kind of bring some more light into these rivalries that are so big in the National Football League. If you are a fan of one of these teams and you do not think the team that your team is playing is your rival, let me know in the comments. Let's spark some conversation in the comments, because y'all use the comments. I like it. I'm not getting really any comments. Comment what you think on these videos, and also ways I can get better or things I'm doing good, to help me grow as a podcaster. I guess gamer if you want, but the gaming stuff is mostly for my brother. And So, but yeah, also, if y'all want to give me more feedback, you can look in my description, and I got a Google form there. You can also send me some info on that if y'all want to do that, or you can email me as well. So let's break down all these designs, debuts, and details. I don't know how much of the article I'm going to show here, so I'm actually going to hold on. I'm going to no, I guess I can keep it. I'll keep it up here. I don't know who's first, but Anthony wrote this from ESPN. This was again this morning, a couple hours ago. It was like the jerseys were shown for the first time at 10 a.m. this morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, so 9 a.m. here in Minnesota. So here, in case some of the stuff that I was saying doesn't make sense, this is what he writes. He says, teams from the AFC East and the NFC West will don special uniforms during a single home game against a division rival. The threads designs are rooted extensively in the legacies and inspirations true to each team and are meant to celebrate the storied rivalries. The unveiling my bad, of the first 8 rivalry club uniforms and fan gear marks a significant moment for the NFL, Nike, and Fanatics. As creative and innovation merge together to deliver a new take on what it means to be a rival. So here's also the AFC South and the NFC North will be in 2026. As I said, the 2027 NFC East, AFC West, and the 2028 will be AFC North and the NFC South. So Vikings, boys, we get lucky. They're coming up in 2026. I can't wait to see them. Oh, man, I can imagine some pretty good ones. Maybe in a future video, maybe I'm actually going to jot this down right now so I don't forget it. Maybe we'll make an AI. Never mind. I was going to say maybe we could. Maybe I'll come down to that eventually where we make a maybe next year. Maybe next year before it's like the revealing, we'll make our prediction of what a rivalry jersey could look like for the Vikings because there's a bunch of AI things you can make like roster builders and like just uniform builders. And we've actually used one. Go check that video out on my channel with my brother. We made hockey jerseys and I think mine turned out pretty good. His also looked pretty darn good. But here we go. So the Arizona Cardinals are going to be the first team we are going to be looking at, and it is called Built to Last, and I'm going to be rating them out of 10. Actually, so there's a little competition, and we'll see who has the best out of 10 and see who I like the best. And to be honest, I've seen these like once. I haven't paid much close attention, and they're okay. They're just okay. I think some people could have done better, so we will see. But it's a good test run for Nike. So Arizona is called Built to Last, and the on-field debut will be September 25th. So that's like week 3 or 4 in the NFL against the Seattle Seahawks. So Arizona and Seattle are this first rivalry. And here's the picture of it, y'all. It's white with like kind of a dirty sand to represent the Arizona desert. So the Cardinals, I'm just going to read this here. The Cardinals NFL rivalry uniform include a texture reminiscent of sand and dust storms that often go through Arizona. So yeah, they're in a desert, so kind of fits their climate. The all-white uniform has a texture meant to represent sand and dust storms that occur this day. The number set and paint stripes include metallic copper element reflecting Arizona's state metal, which is cool. So they're kind of really like showing you the state. So something for the Vikings, like maybe you do a purple lake or something, like the land of 2,000 lakes. I think you could have really fun. Maybe something like the City Connect jerseys for the Twins, if y'all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, you could think that could be something for the Vikings, but yeah, I mean, like, this is okay. Like, I get the sand, but it's like, I think this is one of the worst ones. I'm going to rate it. Y'all, I'm sorry. I'm going to do a 2 out of 10. I don't really like it at all. It's just kind of too plain, I think. I think you could have done it much better for Arizona. Maybe do like a red or something that pops. Like the white just doesn't pop. I'll see how it looks on the field on, September 25th against the Seahawks. And it's just like, okay, cool. Like, I think the Seahawks jersey, like the regular home jersey that they're going to have to wear to play the white, is like going to be better than that. It's like, come on, guys. Buffalo is up next. The cold front. This is going to be October 5th against the Patriots. So the Patriots and Bills are our second rivalry. And this one, I mean, it's kind of okay. It's kind of, I like it a lot. It's like the Minnesota winter whiteout jerseys. The Bills, as it says, embrace the ice and snow like no one else, and their NFL rivalries uniform reflects the cold front. I really do like this part. I don't know if we can zoom in. Does it? It doesn't. Darn it. Here, let me just try zooming in. This guy's right here is the Bills logo in all silver. It's actually cool. Like I found a better picture. I just don't know. I didn't put it all together. I'm sorry. I'm a little lazy. But it's like the blue and the white and the silver. I think it really looks cool. And I think like, what if they get a snow game? I doubt they're gonna get a snow game in October 5th. But like, you're not gonna be able to see where the those Bills players are. But I really like it a lot. I like the background too of this. And I think I'm gonna give this though a 6 out of 10. I think it's just above 50%. Like I think you could do still better with it, but like it's a good start. Next is the Rams, and they're gonna be November 16th against the Seahawks. So that's okay. So they have this. That's the second team that's had a rivalry with the Seahawks, which is gonna be interesting to see. So the Rams gonna play midnight mode. And it's like it looks okay. It's like this dark blue or black, whatever. But then it also has hints of the other home jerseys. It's like, come on, like do better, guys. Make it different. Like at least Arizona even kind of looked like they're regular. Buffalo's the only one that kind of made it completely different. For the Rams, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10 because it kind of pops, but like, y'all can do better. I'm sorry. The Dolphins, Dark Water is gonna be against the Jets. And yeah, those y'all can just like see, like, my goodness, that is going to be September 29th. It just pops. It pops. The dark waters. I like the orange. It kind of looks like Seattle Kraken if y'all know hockey. But I really like this jersey a lot. I'm going to give it better than the Bills. I'm going 7 out of 10 for the Miami Dolphins. I really like it. If y'all want to, this is just an article on ESPN. Y'all, look it up. Look it up, and you can see what they have to say about it. I'm not trying to spend too much time because we got a lot to get to today here on Inside the Zone with Matteo. And the Patriots are next. Their rivalry is going to be with the Jets as well. And this is going to be November 13th against the Jets. Nor'easter, and it's just like, I don't know, bro. Like, it looks like a Patriots. It looks like a Patriots jersey. I do like the end here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. I don't know if my mouse is actually on the. Here, let me see. Yeah, my mouse is on the thing. Like you can see that. That's kind of cool. But like maybe it will look better on the football field. I just don't really like it. That's November 13th against the Jets. That's gonna be a 3 out of 10 for me. Here, coming up next though is somebody else who's kind of understanding this game. It's the New York Jets. I like this might be my favorite Jets game Jets uniform of all time. The New York Jets are naming this Gotham City Football Club. Its inspiration from its team's original name is the Gotham City Football Club. December 7th against the Miami Dolphins. And it's like this murky Gotham City-ish thing. I like it a lot, guys. It's kind of black and dark green. I like the old logo. It's just cool. I really like this a lot. But I do think I like the Bills a little more. So I'm going to give this a 5 out of 10 for the New York Jets. But I just like this one better. For the faithful, the on-field debut is going to be the last game of the season against the Seattle Seahawks. The San Francisco 49ers. I mean, just look how good that looks. Look how good that looks. That's, I believe, Fred Warner's jersey at 54. It says for the faithful or faithful right here. It's just it looks like the Calgary Flames kind of for hockey. And it's just so fire. I'm not trying to use like slang or anything, but it's fire. Like, it's crazy. It just grabs your attention. It looks really good. I really love it. Please, Madden, import these into Madden 26, Madden 27, Madden 25, because I still have Madden 25. These look so cool. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. And then finally, we got the Seattle Seahawks, which this one they put a lot of effort in. This is going to be against the Rams on December 18th. And there's the sound waves here are representing, there's the 12th fan for life. Because, as you know, Seattle loves their fans. 12 Man for Life being the loudest fans in the stadium. That's why there's this sound waves on the shoulders. And I don't know if I can show you. Look up but I really like it. But then in those numbers, in that big 11, that I believe that's Cooper Kupp's number now, they put all little mini 12s in there. Look it up. It is amazing. I'm going to give Seattle, this is mostly for effort. I really don't like Seattle's colors, but I'm going to give Seattle a 7 out of 10. It's just as good as the Miami Dolphins jersey. So overall, it's a pretty darn good job by, I believe Nike made this. So I really like that a lot here on Inside the Zone with Matteo. If y'all, let me know which one's your favorite, which one you don't like the most. For me, Arizona and the Patriots are the ones I don't like the most, and the best one is San Francisco. There's no team bias there, even if I am a fan of the Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan. I like that jersey a lot, and I think a lot of people will like it as well. So that is one done. That was the leadoff hitter, and I think it started the show off pretty good, and I think it hopefully got y'all interested in today's show. We're going to get the number 2 hitter here now for the Inside the Zone with Mateo's show batting order. See y'all, if y'all want to sponsor this, like I could say, every time I say it, I could say presented by you. Think about it. It could be you. It could be you. Or it doesn't have to be you, and that's all right. And just help hit that subscribe button. Holy cow, time out. We got breaking news, everybody. We've got breaking news from Adam Schefter. Time out, everybody. Hit this music. Oh boy. All right, guys, here we go from Adam Schefter himself. He says this: several teams. Y'all, should I just play the music? I'm playing the music. I love this music. I'm just going to take it down, though. Turn it down a little bit. Here we go. Here, actually, we're going to restart it. We're going to restart it. Hold on. All right, here we go. Are y'all ready? Several teams have spoken to the Dallas Cowboys about a potential Micah Parsons trade, and for the first time, the Cowboys and Jerry Jones appear willing to at least listen, according to multiple sources. Woo, boy, no trade. He continues to say no trade is in the lead, but another team always could be aggressive enough to make it come together quickly. Oh boy. This is why I have these notifications on, boys. Micah Parsons woo-hoo, could end up traded by the end of the week. I might be coming to you live, guys. More and more. Dude, this could literally shake up the entire league. The Dallas Cowboys could go from not a contender to a playoff team to a rebuilding team with receivers. Woo, man. What a breaking news story. And I think it deserves this music, guys. Isn't this music great? I think we'd all love this music a lot. But I hope y'all enjoyed this breaking news. But we got to get back to the noon. Back to the show. That's all I was saying. Back to the show. And back to the show. Oh, man, guys. I'm just shaking up. Oh, man. That is breaking. That is breaking news. And maybe y'all, because technically this is not live or recording, it's a pre-recorded video, so maybe y'all have heard it already. But that was my first initial, opinion on that, or not opinion, reaction to that. But now, yeah, as I was trying to say before Adam Schefter decided to break some news to us, there's a new CEO for the Timberwolves, and he's going to be the second batter. As I said in the opening, the second batter is always a quick contact hitter. He's going to be probably one of the more aggressive batters, and it's just going to be a quick little segment here for the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves have a new CEO, and it's not just any other guy. The name, Matthew Caldwell. If y'all don't know who he is, I'll tell you in a second, but he is the new CEO of the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Lynx. Okay? But who is he? Why am I getting so excited about this? Because I'm excited about this because Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lowry, I believe, this is their first major move as new owners of the teams. It's the Timberwolves and the Lynx. This is the new CEO, so it's kind of like the business ends as well. This is not the general manager. That is still whatever his name is. I forgot about it. My bad. But it's big because Matthew's former team that he just left is a champion in their sport. The Florida Panthers was his previous team, everybody. 2-time Stanley Cup champion with them. We're bringing champions. We are bringing champions into the organization. Matthew Caldwell, welcome to Minnesota. And man, I'm excited for you to help us win a championship. And boys, I think, I have a good feeling this year. And we might be going farther than the Western Conference Finals. We might be going to the finals, the NBA Finals. That's it for this quick segment on Inside the Zone with Matteo. And we turn over to the batting order, back to the batting order, presented by nobody. Nobody yet, but it could be you. And we turn now to another quick segment on the latest on Kirill the Thrill. Kirill Kaprizov. I spelled his name wrong. Wow, that's embarrassing. But Kirill Kaprizov, 4 and 5 are going to be the longer segments of the day. But Kirill Kaprizov, there's been more. Okay, I wouldn't say breaking news, but I just want to play the music again. Can I play the music again? I don't know. Can I? Am I allowed to? I think so. I think this is our breaking news song now from now on. Okay, guys, that's it. That's it. I'm not doing it over too much because then you're going to get sick of the song, and it's not going to be exciting when breaking news happens and I have to play that song. But we got the latest on Kirill Kaprizov, and guys, it's not very good. It is not very good for us Wild fans. Kirill Kaprizov, everybody. As you know, probably the best winger in the NHL. And 97 is not extended yet. He is a free agent at the end of this season, so he has one more year under contract. And number 97 is not re-signed. Number 97 is not even in the U.S. He hasn't been in the U.S. for months. He's been in his home of Russia, hasn't left the country, and Bill Guerin is not trying to do anything about it right now. He's just waiting for Kaprizov to come back from Russia, and because they by contract, I don't think they can go out of the U.S. To sign a deal. And the agent, I guess, I've watched stuff from Lou Nanny and Michael Russo. They've said his agent is not cooperating as well as much as he should be. He's still a good agent, but he's just not, doing everything he should be doing. He's not talking as much to Guerin as he probably should be and trying to talk with Kaprizov. He's just kind of waiting till Kaprizov gets back. Everybody's waiting till Kaprizov gets back. But a bunch of reliable sources, I'm not going to name them here, you can find them out yourself, have said this. And I do not think it was actually like in a newspaper or anything. I think it was in a podcast, so you might be able to see it very, very quickly. But they said they've had reliable sources tell them, and that they think, wait for it, y'all. I'm just going to, hold on. Brace this. Kirill Kaprizov will not be re-signed until at least March. It seems like that he just wants to wait till the trade deadline. He has a no trade clause. He also has a demand trade. Things are not looking good. If you're Minnesota Wild, do not show up this season and have a horrible start. He can demand a trade at the deadline, be a free agent at the year's end, and he controls his fate. Everybody, this is bad. Multiple sources have said that the chances of him signing now and the start of the season are very, very low. Very, very low. My goodness. And March, right before the deadline, it's like he's going to wait until the last moment. Now, these people could be wrong. I do know that. People could be wrong. People are wrong all the time. But man, these people aren't always wrong. And these people hear everything, or mostly everything. These are the first people the coaches talk to, the media talks to. They hear stuff around the league. They have access to things that we don't have. And it's really hard not to trust them in these things. We're just going to have to see what happens. It's just like, if the Wild are a 500 team or under 500 at the deadline, bro, and Kaprizov's not signed, he's demanding a trade, or not even demanding a trade. He just won't re-sign. And then July 1st, 2026, he's a free agent. Anybody can sign him. Sure, the Wild can put in an offer, but what makes him want to stay here? I had Marco Montemini, my dad, on the episode, and I said a couple days ago, I said I want Kaprizov to have a Hart Trophy season. 100 points at least, 100 to 120 points even. But I don't care about that. I want him to want to play here. I want the team to do well, that he would play here now. My whole mindset of the season now is like, you got to play as a team. You got to win, that he wants to stay here. Because I think if he would want to stay here long term, he would have signed already. It's been 2 months since free agency started. He could have been signed 2 months ago. He could have been signed right as the season ended, but never did. So all signs are pointing to, like, if anything, maybe November, December contract extension, where he gets like a couple, like 30, 40 games in, and can try to kind of see where this guy's going, where this team's going. But no, the sources are saying he might even wait till to the trade deadline, where he could demand a trade. Then you have bad chemistry with people. Like, there's a lot going on. Like, my goodness. Let me know what you think about this in the comments as well. I know my dad's probably going to be commenting here. If he doesn't, it's like, come on, bro. This is your team. This is the team you follow the most. What do you say about this? What do you think about this? Do you think he's going to get signed before March? Do you think he's going to get signed before the season? I don't know. I do know he's a firm believer in Bill Guerin. All I know is Bill Guerin is proving to be not as good of a GM as we all think. Sure, he's the GM of the Team USA for the Olympics. Sure, he's brought in some good players. But have we won a cup? Have we made it past the first round since he's been here? No. If he doesn't sign Kaprizov, re-sign Kaprizov, yeah, I don't care if Kaprizov doesn't want to stay here. If he doesn't do everything he wants, like I know he says he's obviously going to say, "Oh, I'm going to do everything," because like Kaprizov is like the person around this team that you need to build around. If Kaprizov goes, I think Guerin goes. Because people are unlogical. They don't think about all the things like, oh, Kaprizov just might not want to be here, but like they're gonna blame Guerin. They're gonna blame Guerin because they're gonna have to blame somebody. People, they're gonna have to blame somebody of why Kaprizov does if he doesn't stay here. They're gonna blame him. They're gonna want Guerin out, and I think it's the best choice to do if Kaprizov doesn't stay here. If Kaprizov doesn't stay here, you're looking at a basically brand new rebuild. I think if Kaprizov leaves here, you trade all your veterans and you rebuild this team just like they're doing with the the Twins. You trade all your guys, your veterans, your people that could help other teams, and you keep your star players, your younger players, and you build around Boldy, you build around Rossi, you build around Faber and Bouillon and Wallstead. You trade Gustafson, you trade, it hurts me to say Eck, you trade Zuccarello. If Kaprizov doesn't resign, which I mean, I think he will eventually resign, but things aren't looking good. If we're looking at a March resign, we're going to be talking about this for 5-6 more months. When's Kaprizov going to get re-signed? Another 97 in the league that doesn't have a contract extension, and people are facing the same question, is the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid, without a contract extension as well. He's not pressing it. He's even in the state, the country in Canada. He's still there. He's just not resigning yet. So the two big 97, the two best forwards in the world, in my opinion, without contract extensions, and we're getting closer to the NHL start of the regular season that just starts in about a month and a half or less. So a lot to think about here as we continue rolling on Inside the Zone with Matteo. And we are going to turn over to our fourth guy. Our cleanup hitter, as they would like to say in baseball. It's going to be the Vikings 53-man roster. So the cut day was about, I think, Tuesday. So everybody, by 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, they had to get them down to 53 people that would play during the season or be on the opening day, opening games roster. So they went from like 72 players to 53 in like 24 hours. We're going to see who made it. I mean, it's a lot of the same names. They also brought in a couple other guys. They brought in Adam Thielen. They brought in somebody else. They brought in a corner. We're going to break that all down now. So let's turn up happy because we're happy now. We're happy with Skol Vikings. Skol Vikings. We don't care if Kaprizov's not going to re-sign. Man, that just hurts me to say. We're going to look at the quarterbacks for your Minnesota Vikings, and we all know who it is. It's J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, and Max Brosmer. Max Brosmer, last year, was a Golden Gopher. They drafted him in the round. He looked great in preseason, a great second backup. And then you sign Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, an old veteran who, in case J.J. McCarthy gets hurt, which I really hope that doesn't happen, but we gotta make sure everything We talk about every scenario, and that's why they brought him in. Carson Wentz, I think, could win you a couple games. I think Max Brosmer could win you a couple games. The running back tandem is absolutely insane. Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, then you throw in Ty Chandler. My goodness gracious. Fullback, we do still have CJ Ham, I believe. I just don't know why he's not listed here. Then you have your wide receivers. You have Justin Jefferson and Ty Felton, Adam Thielen and Jalen Naylor, and then Miles Pritz. So Jordan Addison will be suspended for the first couple games of the season. I believe it's the first 3 games, so we'll be without him when we play the Bears, the Falcons, and the Bengals. But that's why they bring in Adam Thielen, which I think is an amazing move. This is where I'm going to be talking about this trade a lot, this segment. That's why it's kind of the cleanup hitter, because it's like, it's a big trade for Adam Thielen. And the fact that you basically just gave up a 4th-round pick for Adam Thielen and you got so many picks back, you get basically a pick swap between 5 and 5. You swap a 5th-round pick with the Carolina Panthers. I believe you get a 7th-round pick and they get a 4th-round pick, which is like 7th-round picks don't do much. And then they traded guys away like Sam Howell, Mikael Blackman, I believe that's his name, the corner, Harrison Phillips. You got a bunch of more draft picks. So you just got more depth at your draft picks. You got Adam Thielen, and this team is just looking really good. There's some questions about the corners, but I believe they did sign somebody. They did sign another corner, a veteran corner returning to the Vikings to help address that. And would I like to see them target another guy? Of course I would. Another corner. There's some other guys out there in free agency that I would be like, hey, yeah, you try to target him. If you could get him for cheap, I'd take him. They got like $4 million, guys, in cap space. They could easily bring in somebody else for this year. Ty Felton, rookie. He'll be a good guy in case Jefferson or Addison or Thielen go down. He looks good in preseason. Jalen Naylor, once he comes back from his injury, I don't know why he's listed on the depth chart. I think he's actually technically questionable. Like, he could play, could not play. But most likely, it's going to be Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Ty Felton that first game. You could throw in Miles Prince if you wanted to. And then you're going to see a lot of TJ Hawkinson and Josh Oliver for sure in the tight end spot. TJ Hawkinson, man. He's going to have a good day. He's going to have a good season. I can feel it. I feel it. I feel like TJ is going to be good. Also another big thing here, which got exposed, was the O-line last year in the playoffs and that last game against Detroit. And they fixed this up. So Darrisaw's back from injury. Donovan Jackson, I believe they drafted this year or last year. But then they added Ryan Kelly and Will Fries, and then you have Brian O'Neill. So this O-line goes from a mid O-line to a very decent O-line. I think you went from like a B grade to an A- grade, or maybe even an A grade offensive line. I think J.J. McCarthy's going to have enough time to relax, at least get 3-4 seconds to figure out where he wants to throw, not stress out too much. Because, guys, he's a rookie. Even if this is his second year, he missed it all last season. He hasn't had any NFL time experience except preseason. He's played a couple drives this preseason. So, guys, let's chill. We're gonna get to see him play. He's gonna get thrown into primetime the first 2 games, and then gets to play Joe Burrow, and then gets to go to Dublin and England for international games. So it's a heck of a road these first couple weeks in the NFL for J.J. McCarthy. But yeah, this O-line should help him a lot. And then I think Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason are gonna take over. They are both going to take over also on the run game. If y'all can't stop one of them, if you can stop one of them, hey, there's the other guy. They have played 2 completely different games of a running back. They both can catch the ball. They both can have explosive runs, but they can also have these short runs. They play kind of similar, but also very different games, and they're very different in size as well. Aaron Jones, a veteran. You got Jordan Mason, a second-year player from San Francisco. He was the main starter because Christian McCaffrey went down, and then he did get injured halfway through the season. Then they were at like 3rd or 4th running backs. It was crazy for San Francisco, and really unfortunate for them. But Jordan Mason looked really good in the games he played for them as well. But yeah, Justin Jefferson is a big name that he has to perform well, and I'm really looking forward to seeing Adam Thielen reunite here in Minnesota. He began his journey here for, I don't know, so long, 6, 7, 8 years, I believe. And it's, you know, he's loved here. I believe his family still lives here. So it's just going to be good for him to be here, play for his purple and gold, his final career. I think he's going to retire here after this year. Him and Harrison Smith, we'll get to him in a second. Hitman Harrison Smith, Adam Thielen, they began their careers here. They're both loved by the community, both loved by all Minnesota sports fans. And come on, let's do a deep playoff run, maybe even a Super Bowl run with these two guys, these two veterans who've had their careers here for so long. And let's finish it off strong, at least a deep playoff run, for your Minnesota Vikings. Hitman Harrison Smith and Adam Thielen. So we turn over to Brian Flores' defense, which is going to be a 4-3 defense. So let me explain to y'all what that is. So that's going to be a 4-3 defense, meaning they're going to have 4 linebackers and 3 linemen on most plays. So they're going to have two outside linebackers and then 2 middle linebackers and then 3 guys on the line mostly. So that you're going to have on your D-line, you're going to have Jonathan Allen, who they brought in free agency, Javon Hargrave, who they brought in through free agency, and then Jalen Redmond, I believe, is going to be that other guy. I do not remember. Here, let me see. If they picked him up in free agency or if they traded for him, I don't remember. Did they draft him last year? I think they drafted him last year. They might have drafted him last year. I just don't remember him. Yeah, they did draft him. Okay. Wait. He played 13 games. Okay. That is me just not remembering who he was, but he's going to be on the D-line. But then the linebackers I think, is the strongest part of your Minnesota Vikings. You got Jonathan Grenard, Andrew Van Ginkel, both coming from the outside. They will come probably look for the sacks, but also man coverage as well. And then you got Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr. and throw in Eric Wilson as well in the middle linebacker spots there. The corners, as I said, are a little iffy here with Byron Murphy and Isaiah Rodgers. They brought in Jeff Okudah. You have Harrison Smith and Joshua Metellus at your safety spot. And Theo Jackson, they also brought in. He can play safety, but he can also be thrown in at corner as well. So that's going to be good to have him there as your special teamsmen, as Will Reichard and Ryan Wright as your kicker and your punter. So overall, it's a very good depth chart. I think this team under J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell, Justin Jefferson, throw in Jordan Addison. We didn't even mention him. He's not even because he's suspended. It's cool. It's like this lineup could get 12, 13 wins if J.J. McCarthy continues to perform at a high level. Well, actually, not continues because we haven't seen him, but if he's plays like I'm expecting him to play, most Viking fans are expecting him to be this good franchise quarterback. I hope he has better numbers than we all think. I hope he's better than Caleb Williams. I hope he's maybe even better than Jaden Daniels' rookie season. I think Jaden Daniels is going to have better numbers this year than J.J. McCarthy, but just because he's a second-year player. But if J.J. McCarthy can have more numbers than Jaden Daniels in his rookie season, that's what you look at because you're comparing them to that draft class because, he didn't play at all. So we say, would he maybe won Rookie of the Year? Maybe. We'll see as we go through there. So I think that's going to be our cleanup hitter. It's some people are going to enjoy it. Some people aren't. Just like a cleanup hitter is going to either hit a home run or strike out, most likely. Not always. It's just, in general, that's your guy. I think of guys like Miguel Sano, right? Sometimes even Royce Lewis, he hasn't played cleanup hitter, or Matt Wallner. You're going to he hits home runs and then he strikes out in dumb plays, like that. So, that's where I get the cleanup hitters thing. So we got two more things to go here in our batting order. We got batters 5 and 6. We're going to talk about the Minnesota Wild a little bit more here. Not about Kaprizov. We're going to be talking about the line combos, especially because John Hynes, head coach, talked to the media a couple days ago, and Michael Russo just posted this new article here on, I believe, where does he write for? Not New York Times, The Athletic, my bad. I should know that. The Athletic, yeah. This morning about 7 a.m. here on August 20th, 2025. And with that, he hinted at a couple line combos that he's been thinking about. And I'm going to play around with lines as well through there. And then also in 6, at batter number 6, NBA.com had some new articles talking about 5 MVP candidates from the US and 5 MVP candidates from international countries, because the last US born player to win MVP was, I believe, James Harden, 2018. Everybody else has been international. Those guys have been Giannis, Jokic, and SGA. So, yes, we're going to now transition to the hockey before we go to there to talk about the MVPs in the NBA. If you aren't already, hit that subscribe button, like the video if you're liking it so far. Leave some comments. Let's get a discussion going in the comments. And yeah, just hope y'all are enjoying today's video. So let's go into this article. Potential wild line combos, goalie split expectations for Daniil Yurov, John Hynes, Q and A. So, what do y'all think he said? Well, he said a couple things. I'm not going to show y'all the exact article because this is a just y'all can read it for yourself, and I just don't want to get mad of copyright reasons or anything. But John Hynes spoke to the media a couple days ago. I don't know exactly when this was. I don't remember. Yeah, I can look. Oh yeah, we were talking about Tarasenko as well. He went over to Tarasenko's house. The article started here with he went to Tarasenko's house, not house or hotel or whatever, in Florida. He flew down to Florida, and Tarasenko's wife cooked him a meal. They had a great time. They were able to talk about their family, their heritage, like where Vlad's from in Russia, and just expectations. What Vlad wants, what expectations for Vladimir's self, and just kind of other things like that. And he said it was a really sweet time. It was John Hynes and his wife, and then Vlad and his wife, and it was a cool time. He said he liked it a lot to start building chemistry with Vladimir Tarasenko as they just acquired him from the Red Wings a couple days ago. Not days ago, a couple months ago. And that was big news for us Wild fans. But where would he play? It was a question media asked John Hynes, and he was kind of just talking around a little bit of like different possibilities, and media were asking like, yeah, are these possibilities like, are you thinking about these? And he said, oh, definitely. So he's expecting a lot from Daniil Yurov, this new Russian prospect. Also, Riley Heidt might be also joining the team eventually, especially for preseason action and training camp and stuff. He's also high-end prospect for your Minnesota Wild. Talked about a little bit about expectations for Boldy and stuff, so y'all can check it out. It's a really good article. Michael Russo always does a great job with his stories from The Athletic, so should go ahead and check that out. So I'm going to talk to you, though, a little bit about the defensive pairings and line combos that he was saying. So I'm not going to actually show you much about this article. I'm going to go to this website here that kind of gives you able to what was it called? Edit lineups and kind of mess around with them. So his first pairing, he's from what I'm gathering, is he says he's going to keep Middleton and Faber together for a good chunk of the year. He said they performed really well together last year, and we just like that as a good first pairing. I also wanted to make sure y'all remember that Jonas Brodin is going to be out for a while. He did address that, and he said it's not as severe as we think, and it might just be about a month and a half out rather than more time than we expected. But he said, I'm also not going to rush anybody back. We're going to take our time, especially with the trainers. Zvi Buyam, he said, he's going to be one of these big guys that we're going to lean on. Even if he is a rookie, we're going to lean heavily on him. And he said a second line role, especially till Jonas Brodin comes back. With Jared Spurgeon, you got Jared Spurgeon kind of guiding him. And then Zvi Buyam, that young guy, he said, I'm really excited for him. He's going to get a lot of reps on the power play as well, at least early on here in training camp. We'll see how that happens. David Juracek, if y'all don't know him, they traded him, and then he got hurt in Iowa, and then just was out the rest of the year, so we didn't even get to see him. He was supposed to play in the NHL last year, just never ended up playing in the NHL for some reason, just because of injury and stuff. He's going to be on that third and final line with Zach Bogosian. It sounds like once Jonas Brodin does come back, Zach Bogosian will be that odd man out, and they would want Juracek to play with Buyum and then Brodin play with. So like once he's there, it would be like that, that, and then like Bogosian would be there's height. We're gonna like it would be something like that once everybody's healthy, if that makes kind of sense. Okay, perfect. So that's just that little bit on the defensive side of things. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. But for offense, we're going to go line by line, starting off with the fourth line. He said these could change really any day, but this is the initial line he's giving us. For the fourth line, it's most likely going to be Marcus Johansson, Nico Sturm, and Danila Yurov. He said Danila is a center, right? But he said we're not going to rush him at center, and probably the wing is the best spot to put him in right now to make his debut. They got Nico Sturm back in free agency. He's a 2-year deal, and I love Nico Sturm. I do. I really do. He's such a fun player to watch, and I remember it was just kind of like, man, like I kind of wished he would be. They would have re-signed him, and eventually they still come him after a couple years without him. He did win a Stanley Cup with Florida, which is kind of cool. He had a key role in that series. If y'all didn't watch that, I believe he scored 2 goals and had some pretty good plays there. I remember watching him. I've continued following him since he left in like 2022 or 2023 or something like that. And then Marcus Johansson, they re-signed to a 1-year deal. He's going to be on the fourth line. The Wild just love Johansson. In my opinion, I would say, why the heck did you re-sign him? You could have had Ogren or Height. That would have been my preference. That would have definitely been my preference doing that. Liam Ogren on the fourth line with Sturm and Yurov, like that would have been better. And I could see a time where Johansson gets scratched, and then that's just what ends up being happening, and we're gonna put him there. But we'll see. This is what Hynes seems to like. This third line got a lot of people talking about here. It's going to be Foligno, Trenin, and Hartman. That seems just like what it's going to be. And I think a lot of people would like this line. Foligno, big guy. You got Hartman, a big guy, and Trenin, a big guy. But they can all score. They're all chippy. I feel like it's a really good line that you could put it maybe even against one of those top lines that you're trying to face when you're down goals or trying to protect the league early on or late in the third period. I feel like it could be a real good shutdown line. Jakub Trenin really showed that he was more than a fourth line guy last year, and we're having for 3 more years, which is going to be amazing. I really enjoy seeing him play, and I really hope he does the best. And then Hartman, you know how much I love him. Foligno's like, yeah, he's 34 years old. He's just still here for 2 more years. Like he's going to be good. He's a good leader, and I just like the big moose. Everybody likes the big moose a lot. The second line is also kind of could be moved, but they have Boldy. That is a mistake. Eriksson Ek and Vladimir Tarasenko. Sorry about that. I kind of messed that up. Boldy, Ek, and Tarasenko. Both Boldy and Vladimir Tarasenko could play on either side, like left or right wing, but Boldy's more comfortable on the left and Vlad's more comfortable on the right. Would that mean that leaves Kaprizov, Rossi, and Zuccarello as looking like that will be the first line of the to start kind of be the first line at least to start the season and preseason and training camp. What do y'all think about this, though? I think, for me, honestly, like if I were to change some lines up, I would definitely put Ek up at the first line. I would want to put Tarasenko with Kaprizov. I know it's a lot to ask of a 33-year-old, but you're putting a 37-year-old and Matt Zuccarello on the first line. Let's get those Russians together. Then you have a Boldy, Rossi, Zuccarello line who have chemistry. We've seen that. I could even argue put Hartman up the middle there with put Hartman there, with what's his face? There we go. Hartman with Boldy and Zuccarello. And then you could either put Rossi on the wing. You could put Rossi also in the middle if you want him to be a winger. Then you swap those guys. You put Foligno there. And then Yakov Trenin, Rossi, and Foligno. I think that one could work. I think like this, but you could also, I would say Rossi, fourth line. I feel like Rossi deserves to be. I think he's going to be a top six player, but if he struggles, we saw him in the playoffs play fourth line. That could evenly happen with Johansson and Yurov, which I think Yurov and Rossi could have some pretty good chemistry just by seeing the way they play. It could be interesting to watch. Let me reset this. Let me reset this now, though. To what it's being hinted at by Hynes. There we go. But as you can see, Gustafsson and Wallstedt also going to be those two back-to-backs. When asked on the split, he said Gustafsson is going to be that first starter goalie, but on those 3 games in 5 days or those back-to-back games, we need Jesper to be able to play. So they're going to trust Jesper as well to be this backup with Marc-Andre Fleury retiring. One more thing that Hynes talked about was the power play. A lot of things changed on the power play. He said he wanted to make sure this power play was ready, and I kind of put together some power play units that I would kind of want to see. So you have these 4 forwards and 1 defensive group here. And for me, I would like to see a Kaprizov, Ek, Boldy, Tarasenko, and Buyum, and then Foligno, Rossi, Hartman, Zuccarello, and Brock Faber. But that's just me. I think you could put probably Zuccarello also there. Maybe put Tarasenko on the second one. You can mix things up, put Boldy, Hartman, switch them around. That's just a quick little easy thing that I could see happening on the power play here on Inside the Zone with Matteo, where we will be almost done today. Before we get done, though, we have one more story to get to. And that story is coming up here in the 6th spot of the batting order. And that is who could win MVP in the NBA. So, as I mentioned a couple times already, there were 2 new articles either today or yesterday or sometime this week. Pardon me. Talking about that since 2018, there's been international players winning MVP and no U.S.-born players. So they were saying which U.S.-born players could win MVP and then which international players could win MVP. They put a list of 5 from each, and we're going to start off with the international players, which I think, for me, honestly, have the better shot. They have the better players at the moment that could win MVP here in 2025, 2026. So, yes, as you can say, James Harden, 2018 was the last U.S.-born player to win MVP for the NBA. SGA, Nikola Jokic, and Antetokounmpo were all the last couple winners since 2018. The last time an American-born player, interesting, that was a finalist for in the top 3 was Steph Curry in 2020. But it's been all international players, even in the top 3. So that's been crazy. It's been crazy. And you've got now Doncic and Wembanyama too. It's going to explain in this article. You can read it on NBA.com, but I'm just going to say Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece, Luka Doncic from Slovenia, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from Canada, Nikola Jokic from Serbia, and finally Victor Wembanyama from France are those guys that people are thinking of that could win. That's what these NBA writers are saying. Who could win for MVP this year? And I'm just going to give you my thoughts here straight away on those 5. And I think any of them could win except Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic just doesn't seem athletic enough. And I just don't think the Lakers are going to have that good of a season. LeBron is LeBron, and I don't even know if he's going to be playing for the Lakers. I just think the Lakers are a mess. And yeah, I just really don't like Doncic either. And I just don't think he could win MVP. But I think the world loves him too much that's why you have to put him in. But I would say he is number 5 for sure in this list, at least for me. Number 4 is probably just going to be for me. Wembanyama. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Never mind. I thought that we had breaking news. Nope, it was just final scores of some other things going on. Wembanyama, I think, yeah, too soon is the correct word here. Wembanyama is going to be a good player. I think he could be winning MVP and Defensive Player of the Year every couple of years. In a couple of years, just not now. I would say he's number 4. Number 3, I just cannot see another SGA MVP. I'm going to put him at number 3 just because I don't want to see it. Number 2, I think it's going to be Giannis. Giannis is, I think, very fair. He has won 2 MVPs. But he's getting older, and Milwaukee is also in just such a weird spot. And so I just think the clear runner for this is going to be Luka Doncic. Not Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic, it's just, he's so good, and I just think he's going to have another year. I don't think he can, like, he almost had back-to-back, maybe even MVP seasons. He just averages triple doubles. It's hard not to give it to him. And I just think he has the best shot to win it out of all of these, but I wouldn't be surprised if Vecchia or Giannis were to win it as well. I think Wembanyama and Doncic are a little far out, but we can see. I mean, maybe they'll have better options than some of the guys from USA that they're nominating. We're going to take a look at who those guys are. And that first person is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, I like a lot. Okay. Cade Cunningham. Okay. From Detroit. I like that a lot. Number 3, Anthony Davis. Okay. From the Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Anthony Edwards. Yep. Okay. And Donovan Mitchell. Okay. Anthony Davis. Not Anthony Edwards yet. We're just talking about Anthony Davis. I just don't think he's at the level these other guys are. I think he is number 10 out of all of these. And 5 here. I'm going to go 5 here, and then we'll go out of 10. I think Cade would be number 4 just because, again, Detroit's kind of like iffy. Like, he could show good, but I think 1, 2, 3 years, kind of like Wembanyama, that we could see him taking over. Jalen Brunson, yeah, maybe. I just think he's kind of, I don't know. I just don't think he could do it. I mean, yes, he's a Knick, but my goodness, why are we getting all these? It's just a bunch of articles and stuff going on, so I'm just getting all these notifications. But Jalen Brunson, I think he has a better chance than Cade. He has a better chance than Anthony Davis, but I just don't think he has a better chance than Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell. I think just because Donovan Mitchell is a little older, I think he's gonna. You're seeing the statistics, the ability to take over games, especially in the fourth quarter, and the team's potential for big success are all in favor for Mitchell, right? Like, if Cleveland has another 60, 70 win team, they won 66 win season last year, which I think, like, if they were to do that again, Donovan could win. But I think that number 1 here is Anthony Edwards. I think he, out of U.S. born players, just because, again, Jason Tatum, he's going to miss the entire season basically with that, or at least over half of it, that he's not going to have enough time to even come for an MVP season or put together that. I think Anthony Edwards, if he continues to get better, he keeps getting better, you guys. That's the problem. Like, we keep having record-breaking years. I think he's the best on this list. And then Donovan Mitchell, then Jalen Brunson, then Cade, and then Anthony Davis. Now, we put them all into those 10. So let's actually put it together here. Right here. I know it's a little... there we go. Here on Inside the Zone with Matteo, everybody. So we've got Doncic. We got SGA. We got Giannis. We've got Victor Wembanyama. We've also got, who was the other? Yeah, Jokic. We got, oh my goodness, why can't I type? Ant-Man. Donovan Mitchell. Is that how you spell Mitchell? Mitchell. Mitchell. Is there two T? No. No, I was right, guys. I know how to spell Mitchell. Anthony Davis. Cade Cunningham. And Jalen Brunson. So out of these, we're going to rank them out of 10. And I think the worst, who has the least, like, for me, the player who has the worst chance out of all of these, I feel like for me is going to be Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is going to be 10 out of this list. Followed quickly by Cade Cunningham. And then I would say Donovan Mitchell. Not Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson. Then I'm going to say we'll go Victor Wembanyama just because he is younger. Then Luka Doncic at 6'7". Luka Doncic is almost 6'7", I think, actually, in height. Then I'm going to say Donovan Mitchell at number 5, Ant-Man at number 4, SGA at 3, Giannis at 2, and Jokic at 1. That's my ratings out of those players of who I think could win MVP next season, of their chances. I think they're fair. I think they're pretty fair. Let me know if y'all disagree or not. If you agree or disagree. Just if you aren't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Thank y'all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Don't forget to keep God first. Peace out, everybody.